This is Frazelma, and I'm teaching parents. Welcome, welcome. If this is your first time, we're grateful to have you here. And if you have been before and watched our videos, we are so grateful that you are back again. I am a retired teacher and school administrator. I've taught parents for many years, about 29 years. I've been a classroom teacher as well. I've facilitated workshops and seminars, and I have made home visits and talked with parents. And honestly, wherever I go, it seems that I get an opportunity to just have a conversation with parents, which is wonderful for me. So here we are. We are teaching parents to be the absolute best parents they can be. Not just an okay parent. No child just says, well, I just want an okay parent. No, children want the best parents. Just like they want the best of anything, they want the best parents also. So we are going to work on being the absolute best parents we can be for our children. Usually I start with this question. If I were to ask you, do you want the best for your child or your children? Your answer should be, of course I do. We all want the best for our child or our children. And some of us will go as far as saying, my child is just as good as anybody's child. So of course I want the best. But the best begins with you, parents. The best begins with you. You have to give them your best. You have to learn what you need to do to give your child the best. And I'm not talking about money. I'm talking about giving them your time, your love, your patience, giving them just tender, loving care, looking out for their well-being, sacrificing sometimes your desires for whatever it is they need. So we've talked about several things. I will ask this: when we're talking about a subject, please try it. Go and try the suggestions. Remember, this is like any recipe. You can experiment with a recipe. The recipe itself is your guide. And then you can add a little extra or change the flavor or add a little more seasoning or cook it a little longer or not quite as long. All of that is up to you. But you have the main things with the guide and you adjust it as needed. That's how these videos are. I'm just giving you a foundation on that subject. You adjust it to fit your child. So, a recent parent meeting that I had, and I always learn something when I have parent meetings, especially the one-on-one meetings, because those parents, are feel comfortable enough to share some things. So I always learn from them. And this particular parent said, well, when my child was young, I just kind of let him do what he wanted to do. I didn't really discipline. He's an only child, so, he wasn't hurting anybody or fighting anybody. But if he didn't do what I asked him to do and he threw a tantrum, I just kind of, let him throw the tantrum. And when he got over the tantrum, then he'd come back and we do whatever, or he do whatever I asked him to do, and I thought nothing about it. The issue is, now that he is in school, he's having problems. Because remember, whatever you teach and practice at home, that's exactly what your child is going to do when they get out in public. They don't know they're supposed to act a different way when they go to school. They don't know they're supposed to conduct themselves in a different manner when they're out in the store or wherever. So if you allow them to learn habits that are unbecoming when you're out in the public, they're going to do those same things. You have allowed them to learn the habits. So I learned from what she said. And I see many young parents especially doing that, allowing your child to do whatever. Not realizing that what you're doing is setting your child up for failure later on. Because at some point, they are going to have to unlearn all of that and then learn something new. And it may be at a point where they're in school. I mean, I know of children who were completely dismissed from daycare or from pre-kindergarten classes because their behavior was so extreme, and it made the atmosphere, the environment dangerous for other children, and they were dismissed. Well, some of that is because they were allowed, when they were 1 or 2 or 3, they were allowed to do whatever they wanted, and there was no discipline. So this is the point I'm making today. Train your child at home the way you want your child to behave everywhere you go. Everywhere. Don't wait until you get in the store, and when you say no to your child, no, you can't have that, or no, put that back. If you're never saying that at home, then your child, or if you're saying that and you let your child throw a tantrum, then you're getting what you have trained your child to do. Be careful with that, because you're setting your child up for failure. And remember, your child deserves your absolute best. Train them in the way they should go. That's what the Bible says. And that's what God is saying. At home, train them how to be the best child that they can be. Train them to be mannerable. Train them to be respectful. Train them how to obey you. Train them. You teach them and train them how to be loving and caring and helpful and thoughtful and kind. You do all of that at home. It was a bit upsetting to me some years ago when teachers had to include character education into their instructional day. Honestly, my opinion, teachers should not be teaching your child how to have good character. That's your job, parents, to teach your child how to have good character. You are the one that's supposed to teach your child to be trustworthy, to be kind-hearted, to be helpful, to be all those good character traits. You should be teaching your child that in those early years as you mold that child to be the best they can be. So please, start practicing at home the way you want your child to conduct themselves or behave when you go anywhere. Stop allowing your child to do anything they want at home, and you just put your earbuds in and turn the volume up and don't pay them any attention. That's not helping them. Stop putting them in front of, a video game or something. They have to have more than just that. You are responsible as their parent for training them the correct way, so that when they get to school, they won't have behavioral issues. They'll know how to sit down, how to listen to a story when it's being read, because you will have read many stories to them at home. They will know how to follow the rules because you will have made sure that they follow your rules at home. They will know what to do when they are told no, because you will have said no to them at home, and you will have not allowed them to throw a tantrum when you say that. They will be excellent students as far as behavior and academically if you have trained them well at home. So you have work to do, parents. Let's roll up our sleeves and get busy. Stop allowing your children to just do anything they want to do. You are responsible for training them the right way they should go. All right, that's all for now. Thank you for joining me. Please share this video with others. Remember, whatever we talk about, please try it. You have to apply what's going on. You have to apply that. So please share the video, click the like button below, subscribe. Also, you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. I am Frazelma, teaching parents. Hopefully every Wednesday you'll get a new video. You can email me. Information is on YouTube for you to email me. We are changing the world, and we're starting at your house. So please join me again. Remember, I'm only doing what God has called me to do. I am Frazelma, teaching parents.